Yo, 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 it's your boy Sneaky from R&R, recognition and respect. Tune in every Monday from 8 to 9 to catch up with me and my adventures and hear from my guests ranging from artists to entrepreneurs and much, much more. Catch us every Monday of the week on the west side of the after party. See you at the party, y'all. What's up, party people? Welcome back to Recognition and Respect with your boy Sneaky here on the west side of the after party. It's been a while since I've been here. Took a long break. It's been like 3 weeks. I was supposed to come back last week, but I wasn't ready. Y'all. Sorry, I just wasn't ready. Well, let me tell you, I have a lot of adventures, but there's too many. It'd take a whole show, and that's what was supposed to be last week, my solo show. But I had a lot of shit going on, so I'm just going to give you the highlights. I had my first anxiety panic attack at the end of last year, which was super sucked, and it was horrible. I was like shaking and crying and couldn't breathe, and like I was like sweating and freaking out about life. And honestly, it was like a huge wake-up call to me. I reached out to a lot of people that I care about to tell them, yo, I'm freaking out, and everybody kind of told me the same thing, like just kind of reevaluate, reassess, figure out what the cause was. You know, you're working too hard, you're stressing too hard, whatever. So it was a big opportunity for me to just kind of get my shit together. And I was in a funk for a little bit, like some minor depression type deal, but I just like totally embraced it and was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take the rest of the year off. So I took like the last 3 weeks off, and that's basically why I didn't do last show, because I was still like on vacation mode. And I was planning to like really hit the ground running. I had turned my shit around. I'd heard some dope content. I got into Grant Cardone. My brother was sending me podcasts. I was like, you know, hanging out with people who inspire me and shit. So, yeah, we're back. I'm back. Sneaky's back. I'm ready to attack. Killing it. The first speakeasy of the year was on Friday, and it was fucking dope. It rained, so we brought everything inside, and that being inside the bar room gave it a whole different feel. It was packed. There was energy. Brittany Love killed it. Our homegirl, the engineer, she told me she was trying to rap more, so I booked her, and I'm glad I did. She had the whole crowd jumping. She was doing some nasty shit. She was like, hey, I'll ride that, or like, hey, let me get you to the city. It was fire. Don't miss out on her next performance. I'm pretty sure she's going to be doing a lot more this year, so I'm looking forward to that. We had poets in the house. The Redwood Room regulars, they're not good with the poetry, but you know what? We took back that space. We created a platform. It was dope. I got wasted. I drank way more than I should have drank, but homies came through, took photos, so we got some good content. Everybody who walked in was feeling the vibes. Had a couple people visiting that were going to do other shows, so it was just like that real community was there. My neighbors came out, other homies came out. Brittany had her fam out, you know, the Astrid and Alexandria brought their people out. So it was just a good vibe, good way to start off the year, and definitely like felt like a good way to bounce back. And then we did the art walk, and I told y'all we were going to do that aerial drone footage, like recap video. I ended up putting it out. I ended up using it to submit for a grant as well, and it got a lot of like press and publicity. We had like 2 different news stations come to the art walk. It got reposted by, I don't know, like 6 or 7 different profiles. So the content was great. The internet responded, and we actually had a lot of foot traffic out there. We had a lot of new vendors. There was just a whole different vibe at the art walk. Like, I was excited, the vendors were excited, people were actually excited to be there. Ray actually sold shirts. We were doing like live screen printing on the spot. Like, some guy was driving by and he made his grandson stop the car because we had an Eastlo shirt. And the young man came out and he was like, yo, I had to pull over because my grandpa's moved here, and I don't know what year, and he said he's never seen any clothes that has Eastlos on it. No clothes reps Eastlos, so he bought a shirt, and it was just so nice to see our work pay off, you know? We put in the time, the consistency. We did something really cool that we thought was cool for the community, and the community responded. So always dope, and it was just a dope way to start the year. Before I get to my guest today, I do got to mention my sponsors. It costs money to have radio shows and podcasts and stuff, and I would not be able to do this if I was paying it directly out of my pocket. So it's a huge, huge help when people see the vision, or they want to see if, you know, there's a benefit to them from being mentioned on this show. And a couple of those folks I have here today who, like, you know, either drop money or gave me free shit or helped me pay a bill or whatever. So these are the folks. Night Flare Company, a film, music production, and booking company. Services include live recording and sound engineer JQ Sound, video content by film crew Napalm Monkey Productions and Flying Chimp Studios. Flying Chimp is the one who did the East Los footage, so if you like that, reach out. We also do studio recording and music production by Frankie Valentine, who was my guest on episode 13. And we have a roster of promoters such as Alternative Shows LA, Derange, and Sneaky Entertainment, which also handles marketing and promotion. So Night Flare Company, we're about to start rolling out events and stuff happening. If you're looking for content or booking or venues, reach out. Promo, obviously, you know, I'm your boy. I'll be your biggest hype man, so get at me. Awakening Authenticity, a personal development blog ran by my friend Cynthia Arias, who was on episode 32. So if you want to learn more about what she's doing, basically she's trying to turn her life around, and she's documenting it so that other folks who are also trying to get their life on point can kind of just absorb like her knowledge and not have to learn those lessons the hard way. That's like a quick way to put it. But listen to the episode, dude. Really good friend. Honestly, I've seen her grow a lot, and so the fact that she's on her hustle like made me feel really dope. And she actually sponsored the show before she even knew what the show was about. She heard that I was doing it. I told her to be a guest. We had lunch. She's like, yo, I want to contribute. You know, I guess at some point I had helped her be motivated or whatever, inspired her, just, you know, so like she just paid it back and paid it forward. And so that's the kind of shit that like warms my heart, man. So Awakening Authenticity, hook her up, send her a follow, check out her website. Let's get her content looked at and, you know, spread the word. Finally, last but not least, Dewdrops Delight, the home of the Wake and Bake Bar and the Joy Juice. And I just had one before the show, so if I'm a little slow, it's because like that shit's fire. But the Wake and Bake Bar is a wholesome, hearty breakfast bar. Has oats, nuts, dry chocolate, raisins, THC. They use quality ingredients. They have different flavors. It's a 12-hour infusion process, so you get like the most high quality high that you can get. But it is still edible. If you're not into edibles, they hit too hard. She has her Joy Juice as well, which is essentially it's like a micro dosing. It's a green dragon tincture. It has with 30 day extraction process to get all the THC into this like 190 proof alcohol, and you can put it on anything and basically make it special. So it got me through Christmas. I didn't want to be like going out in the cold to smoke every like 10-15 minutes, so I was just like dropping weed in my cocktails and on my food and in my mouth and on my cookies. And yeah, it made Christmas super enjoyable. And if y'all have families like mine, you need a little bit of some Joy Juice, you know, to get through that. But nothing against my family. I love them. But if you're into micro dosing, it's a perfect way. It's a dropper. You can kind of like figure it out your dose and then be very discreet and just like drop. I like it. I carry it around. So check them out. Dewdrops Delights. Dewdrop Delights. Super fire. Also very nice people, which is why I like to fuck with them, because like the energy was on point, and you know, just the whole style of what they're trying to do with the bars and the edibles, all dope. And finally, day one sponsors, my band Midnight Motives just put out their own record solo project called Visions, available on Spotify and iTunes. So if you're looking for new music, or if you're trying to figure out other ways to support peeps in the network, go share, go listen, go stream, add it to a playlist, etc., ad nauseum. And without further ado, thank you again, my sponsors. But let's get to the guests of honor. Desiree, say hi to the people.
Hi.
So Desiree is...
Hello.
You were all awkward for a second, huh?
No, I'm just kidding.
So Desiree is the founder, creator, visionary behind Dear Mama, and you have been following me on social media. We've done events together. We promote each other's stuff. Super cool. I'm glad to finally have you here.
Same. Thank you for having me.
Dude, it's been a long time coming for sure. So I'm going to start this off the same way I start off every podcast.
Yes.
Random stranger or someone you meet at the pop-up comes up and asks you, hey, what do you do? Like, how would you answer that? Feel free to get as metaphysical, spiritual, or as like deep and literal as you want. So go.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's your turn to shine.
What do I do? I feed and educate people. I think that's as simple and as profound as an answer I can get to right now. But let me explain a little bit more what we do. We teach people how to eat plant-based on a plant-based diet. We do cooking demos. I'm from Boyle Heights, so that's a community that I tend to serve a lot because it means a lot to me. It is a food desert, so there isn't a lot of healthy vegan options or even healthy options at all for the community. So I think it's really important that we put that information out there for people to like learn. And we also do pop-ups. So we pop up, like you said, around LA and food festivals and wherever people ask us to be, and hand out vegan tacos and nachos, and we make it, elotes,
tamales, pozole.
Exactly, all your favorite, all your favorites. Yeah, and we make the majority of the food from scratch. I created a lot of the recipes. The recipe for our birria was actually handed down to me from my grandma.
Okay.
And my mom.
And they just substituted.
I use jackfruit or yucca. Yeah, we use jackfruit as our base. We came out with an asada, which is a recipe that I created. And for the cheese and for the nachos and our cashew crema, that's like something that I just kind of created and just started putting it on.
Well, that's dope. So how long have you been doing this feeding and educating of folks in your community?
Well, I started doing this a lot more consistently with my sister in the middle of July, August
of
this year.
Last year, 2018.
Oh, 2018. Oh my God.
Oh my God, we're in the future.
2018, yeah. I started this by myself. I believe in 2016. I did a lot of small events at Green Center for Plant-Based Nutrition in East LA, so we did a lot of stuff there. I did some live cooking demos with Iris Green. She ran the center.
Okay.
And it was really great. That's where I got my first opportunity to kind of make vegan food and food that I knew how to make, and I wanted people to actually have. Like the first event that I actually did was at the Mall Festival.
When you say people actually have, is it like because it's actually good and
yeah.
people are like excited to eat it, or like?
Yeah, just because it was like it. I hadn't seen or tasted my family's recipes out there. Like I never tasted something that was so close to the nostalgia that I would get from like eating tamales when I was like 5 years old. I didn't find that out there, so I saw an opportunity to share my family's recipes, and I thought they were good and I thought they were amazing. I was like, that we should share them.
Right.
And yeah, that's what I did. I've been vegan for over 10 years now, and
oh shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was that long. We're gonna get into that. So before we get there though, because there might be, I don't know, someone living under a rock who doesn't know what plant-based and what veganism is. So is there a difference between being plant-based and being vegan, or are those kind of things synonymous? And is there a difference between veganism and vegetarianism and what, like, so just can you give us that little like lay of the land for someone who has never heard any of this stuff, or they're showing it to their tia or their grandma and they don't know what vegan food is? Like,
so vegetarian, you still eat dairy and eggs, but you don't eat any animals like fish and chicken and beef or pork. Vegan, you don't eat any animal byproducts either, so you omit the eggs, the dairy, and the honey. Plant-based, those are synonymous. Just plant-based means you are eating more of a plant-based diet where it's actual fruits and vegetables instead of eating a lot more processed. Because there's a huge substitution for like vegan burgers that are made out of like hemi, or like the Impossible Burger that Beyond Meat has created, which is amazing. I think people should try it, especially if you haven't tried vegan. And So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just like
But it's more, it's, there's still like some, like you said, there's a process to it. It's not like a whole food. It's more like,
yes, a whole food plant-based diet is
right,
exactly what it
right.
is. Yeah, do you?
And that goes back to you making everything from scratch, right?
Yeah,
That's why it's scratch, because it's, you're taking the plants and like the whole foods and creating them into these dishes, as opposed to going to a store and buying something that was made in a factory.
exactly,
Got it.
exactly. We take our time and we put a lot of love and care into our food.
Yeah, I could taste it. It's
Yeah,
bomb. It's always
we
bomb.
try. Yeah, we try to like have really good vibes and good energy with what we're doing, and we're very positive people, and we try to help as many people as we can in the community, which is very important to me. I think that's kind of what also sets us apart.
And has it always been like, because food with a purpose, right? And now that's been the slogan from day one.
Yeah.
So does that mean like it's always been kind of a political, socio-economic, like from day one, from the
Yeah.
jump, that was like that was the vision?
Yeah,
Was
that
to
was
be
my
this
vision.
thing. Okay.
Yeah, that was my vision because the reason I named it Dear Mama was for my mom because I saw her struggle and like I'm trying to create this like legacy for myself and for my family with what I'm doing now, and not only educating my family and the people around me about vegan food and how to heal your body with plants, but also leaving a mark and showing people like you can do something with your life. You can actually try and go out there and spread the word and whatever good vibes or good energy that you have, like any idea that you can create, go ahead and manifest it for yourself. So, yeah.
So, and obviously you mentioned you do the demos and you speak at high schools, and so
Yeah.
all of this stuff kind of ties in together with the whole plant-based like revolution that's happening right now.
Yes.
And I say revolution because I was picketing at my high school today because teachers are on strike, so
Yeah.
support the teachers. And I thought it was freaking hilarious that I was gonna have you on tonight, and I was there, and they had a giant sign like vegan food served at like vegan options in a public high school,
Yeah.
like in the hood. And I'm
Yeah,
just like,
I know.
okay, there's something going on
Yes,
right now.
Exactly. And when I first heard about it, Roosevelt High School, which is a school that I went to, was part of a pilot program that introduced vegan food inside the high school, and a lot of the students really like it. They like the option, and yeah, today we were out there feeding teachers on the street. We popped up and handed out tacos to as many teachers as we could. Yeah, just because it's important. Like I know that I had a lot of support from teachers.
I
a
mean,
kid.
I talk about it all the time that if it wasn't for my music classes and my music teachers, I probably wouldn't have graduated high school because I never wanted to be there.
Yeah.
So I just was lucky enough to have 2 back-to-back music periods, and my teacher would let me ditch all the other classes and hang out there. So I basically did music all day.
Yeah.
Which is the only reason why I went to school.
Yeah.
Which is why I ended up graduating. So
Yeah.
like, if it wasn't for those peeps, and honestly, I was actually hanging out with one of those teachers today. I went to the strike. I went to the strike at Grant Park, and I met up with Fernando Almadir, Fernie, if you're listening, and Darkside, who will be here on the 28th, Mr. Amaya. I was hanging out with these teachers, these public servants, and it's just sad what's going on with all that, and I hope they resolve it soon because it really needs to happen.
Yeah.
But you were talking about your community,
Yes.
and I've had the honor and the privilege to be hanging out with the vegan community a lot lately since we've been like, collaborating and working together and stuff. And I think that like the way y'all are going about it is huge because you don't have that holier than thou kind of like, oh, I don't eat plants, so I'm better than you. Or like, I don't eat animals, so I'm better than you. Like, nothing comes out of a animal. No animals are harmed, so I'm better than you, right?
Yeah.
But I always, when I'm hanging out with y'all, or even like Rocio or anybody else, it's always like I hear, oh yeah, like I still crave this, or I remember when I first started, it was so hard, or like, oh, we used to love eating burgers. It's so more relatable. Like you're a regular person as opposed to like, I'm a vegan. Like, oh my God, like you're still eating meat. Ew. You don't get that like pretentious. And I feel like it's dope. Like it makes me want to like eat more vegan just because I feel like it's not like an either or type of deal.
Yeah.
And I was just curious if you had like, what's the most common challenge that you've heard from vegans in the vegan community? Not like people, that are fake, who are trying to be vegan, but
Yeah.
people who actually have like some time, like, because I think like it'd be nice to know that, oh, like even the hardcore love fucking animals, love being plant-based, vegan, still have challenges and still like, you know.
Yeah, I think the first, especially when you're new vegan, even now, people are like, I can't give up cheese. I'm like, well, really, it's cheese, but it's because it's like crack. It's literally crack.
It's
The
fucking
government,
amazing.
the government is like literally brainwashing you with this food, and it's just unfortunate because it's at the expense of lower class individuals because they don't have the knowledge to try to eat fruits and vegetables. Like once you get like greens inside of you, and you start revolutionizing your diet and what you eat and what you put inside, you're not so bogged down, you're not so groggy, you're like level-headed and clear thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think yes, everyone struggles, like everyone misses something, but I think after a point you just don't like there's a higher purpose for what you are looking to put in your body, and it's not more just like a craving. Like, yeah, hot Cheetos. Like, I haven't had hot Cheetos since I was like 17.
I didn't even know those weren't vegan. That's
yeah,
sad.
they have milk in it. But it's not like I'm like, oh, Jesus, I'd stop being vegan for hot Cheetos. I'm like, hell no, I'm not going to put that in my body.
Right.
I'm good. Thank you. You can keep your hot Cheetos. But
What about other folks that you've heard? Is there like a consistent, or like people who are new to vegan, like other than cheese, is there like a consistent thing that's like, oh, it's so hard? Because for me, it's like a convenience thing. Like,
yeah, I think
if they had a vegan menu on every fast food
Yeah.
restaurant, I'd be like, it'd probably be way easier to make plant-based choices.
that's probably the hardest. Like, there isn't enough vegan options everywhere, and then like people are the stupid jokes. People are just like, people just think you can eat lettuce and that's it. I'm like, oh no, you can. There's definitely a lot more that what you can eat, especially.
Right. Especially you need to eat more because you need vitamins and minerals and
Yeah.
acids and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
So-
you can't just survive off lettuce.
Yeah, and then as when you're new, you're new, you don't necessarily know what to eat, so it's a lot about eating
Resources
out, resources, and getting, But you have the internet, you can Google anything.
Yeah.
You have
Now it's a lot easier, right?
Yes,
But
yeah.
then still like
just a social thing.
changing your whole, or like if you
Mentality.
like the people you live with, then they're gonna
Yeah.
still have shit, and you're gonna have to open
Exactly.
your fridge and be like, yeah,
It's terrible. Yeah, so it's just like the social, like eating out and being social with your friends and like
right. Which I do often. Like I love mouth pleasure. It's like what I'm into. So
and
it's
like
hard. Yeah.
family stuff, like your family
like
not
birthday
eating
dinners
Yeah.
or whatever. How you supposed to go? Like
Yeah,
Korean
everyone's just like, "What are you
barbecue.
gonna eat?" And it's like you figure it out. You start figuring out. You eat before, or you have friends that are supportive, and you go to a vegan restaurant. And you're like-
Right.
So it's like it also gives families and friends an opportunity to learn about vegan food and know that vegan food is really good. Like,
It is. It really is.
yeah,
When it's good, it's good.
yeah, it's just with any type of food. Like, if it's not good, then it's not gonna be good. There's shitty food out there.
Yeah.
It's
There's
just
definitely
like,
stuff that's like you're not gonna ever eat again. And
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
probably vegan food out there that you're like, I'm good. You can
Yeah.
miss me with that.
yeah, I'm good, but we try to, and I think that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make vegan food and plant-based eating like more approachable and friendly,
Accessible.
accessible to people. Like, yeah, we're not preachy. We're like, look, a lot of oftentimes we give free tacos to people that are judgy or like, no, I won't eat vegan food. I'm like, no, just try it. Like, I assure you, if you don't like it, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. You're just
You're just gonna die. No.
no. I just want you to open your mind a little bit more. Like, don't be so reluctant to put some fruits and vegetables in your body.
Right,
You're
right.
so easy to put some cracked cheese on your in your body, or some nasty hot Cheetos. Like,
Right.
what good is that doing to you? Or for you? And people are like, oh, okay, yeah, this is dope. Like, I'll try it.
Well, I mean, the feedback I heard from Indy was because you recently all popped up there.
Yes, yeah, I was
mean,
there.
They told me like the reason why we said yes is because when we went to their page, it said plant-based and it wasn't like vegan, like
Yeah.
no animal, like anti. You know what I mean? It was like you're not like. You're not so militant about it. You're not
Yeah.
attacking. You're kind of like you said, this welcoming, approachable, like just try it, man. Just try the taco, man.
Yeah.
It'd be good for you,
Try
man.
to be as chill and like good energy and like welcoming to people, and I think that's what turns them on. Like, yeah, that's cool. Like,
And-
I'm into it.
You're doing a great job. Honestly,
you.
the food's good.
Thank you.
I've noticed you're popping up in more places.
Yeah.
People are people that I didn't even know that they knew you are bringing you out to them. I'm like, oh, Trey, you're on that show, crazy. So I think it's working. So keep doing that.
Thank you.
Now I want to get into this like 10-year thing you just mentioned, because Latino community, not exactly a breeding place of vegan or even vegetarianism, right? Like, had you been some form of Asian Buddhist, you'd probably would have been more open into like, oh yeah, we just don't kill animals, it's part of the diet. Like, but like not our people. Our people like are really about their carnes, right? So what? I'm assuming, and if I'm wrong, I'm assuming something happened to you that made you have to kind of like. I'm assuming there had to be something that was like, "Hey, Desiree, you need to change your diet," or something. That's what I'm assuming, or something like was a wake up call. Or...
Yeah, more of like a wake up call. Yeah. So I saw this film, and they show. And it's not necessarily about like animals or animal cruelty. It's more based on the immigrants that are working at these factory farms and how they're mistreated. And in one of the scenes, they show how they kill a cow and they have it like hung from its hooves and it's upside down and the guy just like guts it and there's like blood gushing. And like, I like horror films, so I like Quentin Tarantino, like I'm fine with blood, but this was real. Like that got me, and I was like, this animal is like squealing in torture and pain, and the guys are just staring at it, and it's just like gory, and it's just like, I was so upset, I was so sad, and I started bawling immediately. And I had some non-vegan food, not vegetarian food in front of me, and I was like, I can't eat this. Like, there's no way that I'm going to put that tortured soul in my body. Like, I don't want to be responsible for that. Like, that feels like bad karma. Like, I just didn't want to continue to participate in the killing of innocent animals and beings just so I can eat like a $2 cheeseburger. Like, that just felt wrong to me.
And like from there, cold turkey, just done?
Done. I was vegetarian.
Wow.
Yeah, that second I turned vegetarian, crazy. I stopped eating eggs like a week after. I slowly stopped drinking milk, and I was a vegetarian for like 4 to 6 months, and then I went vegan. I was like 17.
That's crazy. Like, damn, I didn't eat that. Wow. I thought it was going to be like way more like of a struggle. You're just like, no, I'm done with you. Done with all that murder.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It was just like a wake-up call, and like saw. Once you see it, it's in front of you. Like, you can't ignore it. And so many of us choose to not see it.
I mean, I've seen the videos. They don't. It doesn't have that visceral effect. Like when
I don't get it.
Oh, when you when you say that, I don't know. Like I've seen lots of, I don't know, maybe I don't have the same soul you have. Maybe I'm just more, I don't know, maybe I'm just more predisposed to violence and death. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I certainly never thought I was going to be vegetarian or vegan. Right. I just, at that age, like,
who does?
Yeah, I had a friend. We just make fun of him, but...
And now you're that friend.
And right after I was like, we're both vegetarian, and then he was the type of vegetarian that would like still eat, like to just take off the pepperoni, like off the pizza.
Oh, not like if it ever touched anything, I can't.
Yes, that's me. I'm just like, no, if it touches it, no. And I was like, how are you still eating that? He was like, I took it off. I'm like, it's not the same.
You're still like contributing.
The essence, there's the essence of like,
they died to make that.
Yeah, so I'm that person.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. Well, that kind of threw like my next couple of questions out of the, because the journey for you wasn't really a journey. It was just like a moment. Yeah. You had a moment.
I decided in that moment, I was like, I'm done. I couldn't do it. Yeah. And I just thought, why continue? And it was kind of difficult for sure. Like, my mom was a vegetarian. No one in my family knew what it was.
Right. I don't know how you like that's the part where I'm thinking like, in the face of all that, still we're just like, this is what it's gonna be.
Exactly. And like, there's no Trader Joe's or Whole Foods around here. Like,
definitely not. Well, not like now, barely. They're starting to get closer.
Downtown, you know. Like, I didn't have a car. I had to like take the bus, and I just had to figure it out. And there wasn't as many vegan restaurants, but luckily...
Right, because you said 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's only just caught on in the last, 3, maybe, if that.
Yeah, there's a lot more people, like, turning into it. And I appreciate it. I love it. I'm glad that more people are turned on
You're
to
like these fake ass vegans,
No.
get bandwagoners.
No,
Are you a hipster? Are you a hipster vegan? You're like, I was vegan before it was cool, bro.
No,
Yeah.
no. I honestly, I just want to continue to like educate people and like feed people. I'm like, yeah, you can be vegan. Like, as if I can turn a bunch of people vegan, I'm down. Like,
Yeah.
I honestly don't care. Do it for whatever reasons that you want to do it, but let's stop. Let's try to save the environment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely down to make more plant-based choices, but I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm not on that, like, haven't jumped the wall
hurdle.
yet. Yeah, yeah. We'll see.
Everyone
we'll see.
has their point.
It's still early. I'm still young. There's a lot of time. I have a lot of time still, I think.
What? Okay. Let's hope.
Hey, that's fucked up. Not the
Well,
way I'm eating, right?
exactly,
yeah. You're like, how
exactly.
long before you get a
Jesus.
tumor?
Oh.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
It's so sad, I know.
It's like it's in my family. It happens. So tips. If you could go back to your freshly vegan self, or any of the new folks who are like, "Oh my God, I don't want to be contributing to animal death either." What's like your 3 to 5 tips, like on how to be vegan, how to talk to your family about being vegan, how to eat before events, like how to eat before parties, like what's
Yeah,
like
always bring snacks. I don't know. That's
Okay.
like always a good one. Like always have snacks on you. But tips on how to be vegan, especially if you're new, just try as much food as possible and try to create recipes. I think that was what helped me. Like all I would do was like literally Google my favorite food, like how to make pancakes or
Vegan,
how to make vegan pancakes, like whatever you liked and enjoyed as your non-vegan self, try to make that, because then it'll make your transition easier and you want to continue to be vegan. As far as family, take them to some vegan food, like vegan restaurants. Just don't tell them it's always vegan. But I honestly,
That's so sneaky.
But honestly, no, they'll like it. Like we took my grandma to Fat Burger, and Fat Burger, if you guys don't know, has the Impossible Burger. So does Carl's Jr. Like a bunch of these restaurants are carrying it now, and she enjoyed it.
She didn't even know.
No,
I had
you
no idea.
can't tell the difference, and they're like, oh okay, like or I would.
But I bet if you would have told her, she would have started talking shit.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the point. Like, people are just so picky and like ignorant. Sometimes they just don't want to change. They aren't willing to like open their mind. But once they have the food, it's like, oh, okay, that's not bad. I'm like,
Right.
yeah, just blindside them with deliciousness.
Just blindside them with deliciousness. I like that. So you've been vegan for 10 years. You've
Yes.
been doing the food pop-ups for roughly 2, going on 3 years.
Yeah.
What are your goals now? Like, is there something on your to-do list that
Ooh.
you haven't done yet
Conquer
that
the
has
world.
to, well, aren't we all? Aren't we all, Pinky? No, yeah, like goals for Dear Mama, for yourself. Like, I know you're doing the whole community inspire next generation thing.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to keep doing? Are there going to be more bigger opportunities coming? Like, do you want to be just like like what are
Yeah, there's a lot.
what's the next step of the vision?
There's definitely a lot. We want to continue to serve the community and have community events in Boyle Heights and like Maywood, Downey, especially because there's not a lot of vegan options there, and bring vegan vendors. We also want to continue to speak at other high schools and be able to help a lot more individuals. I help people I know closely to me. So what I do is I go to their house and I teach them how to shop vegan, and we create a meal plan, and we'll like touch base with each other like every couple of days. That way your transition's a little bit easier.
Right, like a coach.
Like a coach, yeah. I'm your health food coach and
support
inspirational.
system. Yeah, your sponsor.
Yeah.
You're their sponsor to be clean off of animal products.
Yeah, because everyone has a goal as far as like health, and I think everyone's kind of opening their mind like, yeah, like, eating meat is like hurting my body. So I'm just kind of there to teach you like, look, it's not that hard. And like, especially people when like, even at pop-ups, they're like, I have like diabetes or I have this, like, what do I do? Like, I want to be healthier, but I just can't. I just don't know how. And that's the thing. People just don't know how. And I'm just there like, we can make cauliflower rice, or we can make black bean beet burgers from like in 5 minutes in your house, and like you'll be able to feed your entire family, and like it's still healthy. You're eating like whole food, and you're supplying your body with nutrients more than like harm and torture and pain.
Right, right, right.
But alongside that, kind of continuing to do more pop-ups, but also packaging our food, our salsa, our birria.
Okay, you're trying to be
Yeah, we're going
distributing.
big.
You're
Oh
trying to
yeah, yeah.
distribute.
No,
Yeah.
like I said, when I said I want to take over the world, I'm gonna take over the world. Like,
Okay, chill. I
like with
believed
like
you. I
yeah,
believed you when you first said it.
like with like vegan food and like distribution and being at restaurants and just being able to be mobile, have a cafe at Boyle Heights where it's a community space as well, and a safe space for people to come and enjoy and come together as a community and grow, have workshops and just feed people and have that continuous of like great vibes and energy and empowering people to do better with themselves and their surroundings.
I like that. Lofty goals, but I'm here to help. So you keep me in on that.
Always.
I'm curious, can you be vegan? Well, maybe today it's a lot easier, but I assume like you had to learn how to cook, right? Like if you're not cooking your own food, it's probably going to be really harder to be vegan just because in the society we live in.
Yeah, well, there's a lot. A lot of vegan restaurants, and a lot of places have vegan options, and you just kind of learn how to be vegan, like how to order at a restaurant, like, oh, I don't want this cheese, or make sure it doesn't have dairy, and like a lot of restaurants are really accommodating, which
Right,
is
right.
nice. But yeah, you can do it in any way that you want.
Well, it's just because I don't cook, so that's like one of my biggest excuses is like, oh, I
Yeah.
don't cook, so I'm not gonna be
But
able to
there's
do
like
anything.
frozen dinners. There's vegan frozen dinners. There's a whole section of like Amy's. There's Gardein. There's Morningstar. There's Field Roast. Anything that you want,
They have vegan
they have
options.
vegan, like vegan butter cookies. Like, oh, they have a bunch of vegan food at the 99-cent store
I was
too.
gonna actually bring that up because I saw the stories.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it's a huge resource for people because they have
yes.
99 cents in all the hoods. For
Exactly. Yeah. And I think I just read I saw an article that the 99-cent store was like the biggest seller in produce, more than Whole Foods.
Sure. Really?
Yeah, they supply a lot of people with a lot of, produce, and it's like in the hood, like you said, and they always have vegan options. Like you just have to read the ingredients, and I think that's what people should do. People should know what they're putting in their bodies.
Right.
I
mean, that's one thing I've noticed about y'all is like you read everything. You have to.
you have to, like, why wouldn't you want to know? Like, how are you blindly gonna put things in your body? Like, exactly. And we just kind of live
I
in
don't
that
know why I do
society.
that.
Yeah, we live in that society where you just out of sight, out of mind. But it's like people care more about what they put in their cars or what their cars look like instead of what they're putting in their body. Like that should matter more. Like
So-
you have this one vessel. That's
And
it.
is there because you've talked a lot about body and karma and spirit, so it seems like it's not just political. There's also like a physical, spiritual
Oh,
component
yeah.
to all this. So like, I mean, is vegan a cool way to lose weight? Like maybe that's how we get people on it. Like, can we make it a weight loss fad or?
Yeah, it is. It's a great way to lose weight.
You know that your
because-
face, you're not a. You're,
No, because that's not why I want to promote it. Like,
Right, right, right.
It's a great benefit because honestly, look. So, I 10 years vegan. When I started, I was 210 pounds, and I just started eating vegan. Started eating like a lot less because you're thinking and you're conscious about what you're putting in your body. You're like, oh yeah, I don't want to start eating that. You're like, start noticing things, and I lost a lot of weight, not because I tried, I didn't turn vegan to lose weight, but it just happened. And
Right.
yeah, it's a great benefit. And like, you're less likely to get a heart attack or cholesterol or,
Which is
clogged
also
arteries,
great, yeah.
so any of those, terrible illnesses that you get or ailments from eating, dead bodies is reversed.
What about do you supplement? Do you do vitamins? Do you do any kind of is there something that you're not getting?
No.
Everything, you can find everything in plants? Like,
Yeah, the only one they say is like B12. I take sometimes I take B12 little tablets, like
that's
chewables.
the one I was thinking about too, because
Yeah.
that's what I hear. Because I mean, I'm not super educated. I'm no expert, but I do listen to a lot of like content
Yeah.
about like, because some people are like keto and it's like all fat. Yeah, you're rolling your
Yeah.
eyes, but that's like a legit like path that people take, right? And
Yeah.
then you have like vegetarians, vegans, and they're all always like, well, here's the science on this and here's the
Yeah.
science on that. And so I'm just like, as a person who really doesn't care, because I'll eat everything, right? Like, you bring
Yeah.
me vegan sushi, you bring me real sushi, I'll eat both, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just curious, like, are there risks to being vegan? Are there things that you have to kind of be aware about if you're gonna like go plant based, and like, do you ever feel fatigue? You know what I mean? Like those kind
Yeah.
of like, because that's things that I think people are worried about, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing to be worried
Yeah.
about, right? Because I'm not a nutritionist or a scientist.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know
no,
what the fuck my body
no.
needs. I know it runs. It doesn't run well. I bet
Yeah,
it
so
would run. It could
exactly,
run better,
exactly.
right? But
So
I'm just like, I'm curious about like,
and
are there
eating
any
more
of
fruits and vegetables is not going to hurt you. So
right?
just try to put as many as you want, as you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
in
yeah.
there. There's people, that's what that shocks me and like boggles me sometimes because people are so worried about what you eat when you're putting in your body when you're vegan, but when you're not, you can survive on like cheeseburgers and McDonald's and like bullshit and like
Right.
it'd be okay. Like no one's asking you like, "Hey man, are you sure you're getting enough nutrients?" Like, no,
Right.
you're eating fast food every day.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden everyone's so worried, but no, I don't necessarily supplement. I do like green I juice. I love to juice and like
Right. Right.
do green juices and I press them myself. Or like smoothies with like superfoods. There's like boba and just like spirulina stuff that you can buy and like that's just like if you want to enhance your body and that but
Right.
enhance in a great way because we don't get these nutrients from exotic fruits and vegetables anymore. So we actually have to either supplement them or put them in our bodies. There's a lot of things like I drink alkaline water, but just don't just survive on French fries. Don't be like the starter, like the vegan starter kit where you just eat fries and Oreos and
It's or
cereal.
like the vegetarian who just does cheese pizzas all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, it's not helping anyone. So, yeah, just eat your veggies, eat as many veggies as you can. Drink a lot of water, which is going to be your best bet. Drink a green smoothie when you can. Like,
How about coffee? Is coffee vegan? As long as you don't put any creamer in it, because I feel
exactly.
like people
Coffee
are
is a
addicted
bean.
to that shit.
Yeah, exactly. I don't drink coffee. See, there's
Yeah.
people that are surviving on worse diets than what
Right, right, right.
living
And
on right
honestly, the
now.
only reason I bring it up is not for the fat fuck that eats McDonald's every day. I'm thinking more about like my fitness home, my bodybuilder friends, my like CrossFit people who are like super into like
The
different type of
keto.
keto or just different types of
Yeah.
like intermittent fasting.
Oh, I do that.
Yeah, like I have a
That's
homegirl who
dope.
like she's like I just did 24 hours. Like you didn't eat for a whole day?
Yeah, and that's so good for your
What?
body.
Yeah,
Like,
but people don't know, right?
Yeah.
So that sounds like that's kind of counterintuitive. Like you didn't eat for a whole day. That's not healthy, right? But
Yeah.
it's like there's a science to it. And that's
Exactly.
the reason I bring it up because I feel like there's definitely people out there on my social media and in my friends groups who are like, can't survive on that vegan shit, bro. You need your protein, but like,
No, there's no way. You can't be protein deficient. We as Americans eat way too much protein. There's like there's more protein in spinach than there is in an 8-ounce piece of steak. You know, like
see, is that true? When you
yeah.
say that, I don't believe you. I'm conditioned to not believe you.
Exactly, because the government is like protein is only comes from beef, but what did the cow eat? The cow ate the grass.
It's true.
The biggest mammals, like the gorillas, the elephants, the cows, they're all like herbivores. So it doesn't make sense for us to kill that animal to get the nutrients that it got from the grass.
Right. But I mean, yeah, it makes sense when you say it like that, but I also feel like different animals have different biologies, they have different
Yeah.
metabolisms,
Weird.
their organs are like I don't know. That I'm not educated enough to speak on, or informed enough to speak on that, but I feel like from where I'm sitting, there's a big difference between me and a gorilla, even though we're both apes. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, or
Yeah,
like me
obviously.
and an elephant, you know. So I don't.
Yeah.
For me, that argument wouldn't work on me personally.
But your body is not necessarily intended to consume meat because your intestines are way too long. Carnivores are like have like, sharp fangs and like you can't you wouldn't be able to go hunt
Kill a
like a
hand with like my
squirrel.
bare hands, right?
Yeah, yeah, and like eat it, like eat a squirrel and skin it with your teeth. Like that wouldn't make sense. Like you can't do that. And the rotten
I
meat, the
don't
meat would
know.
just like rot in your stomach. That's why
Yeah.
some people have like intestinal cancer. It's because the meat is just rotting in there. You're literally full of shit.
Yeah. Well, I do those. I do the Beyonce cleanse every once in a while. The maple syrup, lemonade, sea salt, water, and
Cayenne pepper.
that. I do
Yeah.
that every once in a while, and that
Yeah.
a lot of nasty, disgusting stuff comes out.
And
That,
but
yeah.
people don't. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people that don't. People don't drink water, they drink soda, and it's like
Yeah. No, I can't do like I don't even drink milk. Like just so you know. But I eat a bunch of shit that's made with milk, so like
Yeah, it
it
still
doesn't
fucks
really
you
help,
up.
right? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, no one's perfect.
No, but and it's as long as someone you're inching a little closer to eliminate animals, eliminate the dairy, you'll feel the world of a difference. Like I know I did. I didn't necessarily do it again.
For that reason.
Yeah, I didn't do it for
but
that
you
reason.
got the benefits regardless.
Exactly. I felt like my skin cleared up. I felt so energized and like ready to take on the world. I was like, I don't feel bogged down when I eat. Like,
Like the food coma or like
yeah,
the crash. Yeah.
yeah, you eat, you're like full, but you're like satisfied and like, okay, you're like, okay, I'm done. Like, your body's actually using the nutrients that it's getting from the food instead of just like trying to figure out and sucking out the nutrients from like a burger or fries. Like, like it's,
Well, I mean, I think just processed shit in general, right?
Yeah, no,
Because
it's
you even
great.
said like that there's vegan shit out there that's processed as
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
and it's not like as good as like as you if you're like the process is what fucks a lot of stuff up.
yeah,
in
you just like, you
general.
just continue to eat like a lot of like sodium and stuff. I'm not saying it's not, it is a better alternative than meat and animal products, but obviously you want to continue to like
to like it should be like you should always be trying to get better. You know, be
exactly.
like, oh, I'm cool here on this.
Yeah,
Like,
like yeah, that's how I started. Like I love like the Garden Chipotle lime chicken strips. They're so fire. Just put them in a tortilla, and you're like, you have chicken tacos and like some veggies on top, and it's super good. And
Yeah.
like, you have to start somewhere, and like,
right.
yeah, as long as you start, you're willing to make the decisions to start, or just be a little bit more open about eating plant-based or vegan food, a whole new world will open. Like your palate's gonna change, and you're gonna be more inclined to like eat salads. Like that's all I want to eat.
I've definitely noticed that a lot of the vegan food that I've tried that I liked is mainly based on like texture and seasoning and taste. Like
Yeah.
it's not the actual. Well, I mean, I won't go that far because there's some things, but like in general, like it's the way you prepare it
Yeah.
that makes it what's good to you. It's not necessarily what it is. So
Yeah.
At least that's something I've learned in the last 4 months or whatever. So
Yeah, vegan food can be vast and it changes, and there's like you've seen, there's so many ways to make different things, and there's like a lot of
vegan sushi. I was taken aback. All right, so this has been an awesome conversation.
yes.
I feel like we could probably keep talking about this.
Always.
Yeah, 10 years worth of time. Before we go though, tell all the folks where they can find you online,
Yes.
social media, upcoming events.
Yes, yes, and-
If you're still doing you're not doing orders for stuff anymore, but maybe if they want to book you for a prep or a speech
Yes.
or to pay you to be their personal life coach, tell the folks at home how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram or any of our social media platforms at Dear Mama LA, and that's our email as well. So dearmamala@gmail. Our next event is going to be tomorrow at Crazy Harry's in Winnetka on Satakoy in Winnetka, and then on Wednesday we're going to be at Indie Brewing Co. From 4 to 11. So, and then we'll post up our schedule on our Instagram. Just give us a follow, give us a hello, and we'll be your friend. We're more than happy to be friends.
They're good friends.
Yeah, and I also have something for you. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Damn, she waited till the end to be like,
Yes, of course. Well,
are we going to eat this on air in
I
the last
couldn't-
3 minutes so we could be like, what is this? Is this a torta?
Yes, that is our torta. That is our asada torta with our cashew crema, our green salsa, and cilantro. and
So,
lime.
funny story about the torta.
Yeah.
When you popped up at Indy for the first time, none of the people that worked there wanted to eat. And I walked in with the torta, and they were all like, what's that? I'm like, it's a torta, dog. Like from the vegan girls. I was like, And then homie went and bought one. So
Yeah,
it's
thank
like
you.
once I'm telling you, the presentation, the way you prepare it, the sauces, the flavors, the spices, like that's what makes the food, you know.
Yeah.
So it was bomb. I enjoy the food. If y'all are trying to get some vegan-based, plant-based food with a purpose that will make
Yes.
you feel politically, socially, and spiritually more aligned with a greater power. I don't know if that's true, but it sounds good. So I'm going to cut that Instagram mark promotion.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Dear
being
Mama
here.
Lay. Of course. Thank you, man.
And anytime you want to come back, if you want to promote something or you have
Yeah.
a new menu or something, you let me know
Yeah.
and we'll do this again.
Yeah, the menu changes. It's seasonal, so we'll definitely have a lot more.
Because you're like moving with the earth, right?
Exactly.
I saw those little baby corns, so cute.
I know.
Little baby. All right. You've been listening to Recognition and Respect with your host, Shneaky the MC. You can follow me on my Instagram at @officialshneaky. That's also my Twitter, my Snap, my Facebook page. Or you can go to my website, www.shneaky.net. That's SHNEAKY.net for all things Shneaky. Make sure to follow Dear Mama. Go say hi. Tell them
Yeah.
Shneaky sent you. They'll give you a wave. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll give you a taco. I don't know. But just tell them I sent you so they know that this conversation got out into the world. Thank y'all for tuning in. We will be back next week. What's the date next week? The 28th. I'm coming back here with my boy Darkside, rapper. What? Oh, 21st. Oh, Martin Luther King Day. Hey, that means I'm bringing an African American in. No, I'm playing black because I don't know if they might actually be just black Americans. There's a difference. We might get into that. Keep tuning in. Keep following the movement. Keep like showing me love and sharing posts and sharing events and following all the people in my network because we're out here building sustainable economies for artists and entrepreneurs. That's my dream. And y'all fit into my dream. So, welcome to my dream.
Yay.
Bye. See you.
Bye.
Brittany, take us out.